Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the Ball with me, Colly. This week I'm joined by Conor. Conor, what's happening?
How's things? Not too bad.
We're watching the Liverpool and United game. It is 1-0, but I am a little bit behind. I haven't seen the goal yet. I'm still at 4:30. So Conor has a pause there, and we're gonna catch up and watch it. Here's the goal. Whoa! What a goal!
So, it was like last week when fucking was a Rudiger scored and you got about 2 minutes later.
Yeah, I thought you were taking the piss out of me. Like, there was no goal. Well, fucking 2 minutes later, then we got a goal. Yeah, so fucking 1-0. Go through the teams, Conor. If you want to have a look, what do you think of the Liverpool team so far? Look, it's probably fucking standard enough, isn't it? Like, it's probably very consistent in what they pick each week. Like,
it's that stage now where Mane's being suited playing in like that number 9 role, and he's obviously doing well. He's scoring plenty of goals from in there. And that would probably be the only thing that would be why isn't Jota playing and why are the other two boys playing instead. But other than that, yeah, I think everywhere else kind of picks itself.
Yeah. I am coming up to 5:33 there now. So press play.
There we go.
Right, here we go. We're getting a replay of the goal there. So thoughts on the United team? Looking at obviously missing Ronaldo, shocking stuff coming out during the week. So obviously thoughts with him, but look, obviously we're looking at Jesus, Alexander Arnold smacking the head in the face of the ball. See that?
Gave him a little bit of one already, didn't he?
I love it. Thoughts on this team? Jones coming back into the fence. What do you think of that?
I mean, he didn't put a foot wrong the last time he came back in. Now, is that just a fluke, or can you rely on him to give you that week in, week out? I don't know. But I'm sure what Radnick was looking at was a little bit of passion playing Liverpool away from home. And I think if we're going to get it from someone, it's only going to be Phil Jones, really, isn't it? But
yeah, in fairness, like when
obviously 5 minutes into a game and they're 1-0 down isn't exactly the greatest of start.
It's a great way of starting. So looking at everybody else, obviously fucking Elanga starting. What's your thoughts on Elanga? Actually, he's been actually pretty impressive of all the young lads that are kind of there. Like,
impressive, or is it because everyone else has been playing so badly that he just looks better? I don't know.
The best of a bad bunch.
It's a little bit up in the air whether he will actually make it at the top level. But yeah, so far so good. Like he's taken over a little bit, I suppose, from Rashford. Well, I was going to say from Rashford as well, playing on the left hand side, but obviously from Greenwood as well. He got his chance with one of them being out of form and one of them being out of favour. That's the right word.
Absolute rapist.
All the Liverpool fans for Ronaldo, their 7 minutes. That's it's good to see.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah. Nice touch. I wonder what the Liverpool fans are doing. Are they being respectful too?
Well, compared to what City were doing the weekend for Hillsborough.
Yeah, shocking.
Fucking hell.
Happens every year though, doesn't it?
All 7 of those City fans are doing their nut.
In the empty hat. Yeah, so like looking at the rest of going back to the Liverpool team, what have you made of Matip so far, beside Van Dijk?
He's been a little bit more consistent. I think everyone knew he had the ability at like in stages or in phases, but never put string together performances. He's played well this year because he has to, because of Kanate in behind him. Obviously, since at the start of the season, I still think he's a little bit too young, but the amount of game time he's getting is going to be good for him. Like he's 22 years of age. He's trying to come into a team that's challenging for the Premiership. Is this a substitution already for United? Must be an injury or something.
I might have fouled a little bit behind. I'm on the 8 minute and 5 seconds.
How have you done that?
I don't fucking know. The thing just is jumping, has a mind of its own. Where are you, Ellie?
8:40.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Yeah, the thing just froze for like 2 minutes. So Sancho's coming off already.
It's coming on.
Oh, sorry, coming on. Sorry.
Already. Yeah, it looks like that. That's what he's getting.
That's mad.
He's coming
off. There's obviously someone carrying an injury there. Like,
must be Bruno Fernandes. Is he carrying from the car crash?
Doesn't look like it. Looks to be getting around. Anyone that is watching as well, we are going to be talking about the Premier League matches that are kind of coming up over the next couple of days, I suppose. There is a good few. There's actually a shitload of them tomorrow. Chelsea and Arsenal are actually on tomorrow.
Pogba's
going off, is he? Should have been carrying him for fucking the whole season anyway.
Doesn't fancy it. 9 minutes gone, 1-0 down away from
1-0 down. Yeah, no, get me fucking off.
Yeah.
I'm fancying this one.
The old hamstring is gone, I think.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So looking at obviously the midfield, what have you made of Thiago's season so far?
Season so far is still a little bit underwhelming, but the last couple of games he's really stepped into it. Again, it depends on who he gets paired beside. I think the likes of Keita, Fabinho, Henderson give him a little bit of license to not do a hell of a lot, but control the pace of the game. I think when he's played alongside the likes of Curtis Jones or Harvey Elliott, I think he doesn't get that freedom or that same space or that ability to just do nothing for 20 minutes. But no, I think the midfield has definitely found themselves. It's been a little bit more consistent since the end of the African Cup of Nations, where it wasn't before then, because Keita in and out of injuries, Thiago in and out of injuries, Henderson in and out of injuries, Fabinho in and out of injuries. So once they got a bit more consistent in the midfield three, he's really come into it. Like last week against City at the weekend, he was phenomenal. He just controlled everything. He won battles in midfield. He won aerial battles in midfield. He got assists. He did everything that you'd want from like a deep line footballer midfielder, you know?
Yeah. And in fairness, like when he was at Bayern, like he did look a different class. Like
100%.
But like obviously he came to Liverpool, but he pretty much got injured straight away, didn't he? Like, and kind of struggled to hit the ground running, really. Because I think probably because of that, like. Now it was kind of prime time COVID, I suppose, as well, wasn't that? Like when he came over, so still a little bit unsettling.
He got injured, I think, in the same game that Van Dijk got injured against Everton away.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he went off earlier in that game.
Talk about stealing your thunder.
Okay, I know, right? But he just
sorry,
never.
What exact minute and second you want? Sorry, just for
11:40 now.
I'm not jumping way ahead of you there. I'm on 30 and 15.
So I mean I can fast forward again, does it?
Yeah. Sorry, I found a better live legal channel
television.
that's shown it. I don't know why, like, because I do have the channel. I just fucking open this little areola. I don't have it, so I'm on 30 and 38.
I'm 14 now.
Okay. Pause for 30 seconds. So look, obviously, give us your thoughts on United this season. It's just managerial wise. What was your thoughts on it? Like how depressing must it be at the moment as a United fan?
I know we covered that a little bit last week around Radnick being the best short-term solution at the time.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they'd really made their minds up about which way they wanted to go with a manager. But like he's also been dealt a big handful of shit as well himself. Like, I'm sure he didn't want to come in. It just his demeanor, his attitude, nothing suits. Like I didn't see it during the week, but like him coming out and claiming 6 Liverpool players because he identified them at a younger age. It's absolutely a horse.
But you know what? He's renowned for doing that, because when he came to United, he kept going, fucking Thomas Tuchel and Klopp. I've taught them everything, that has come out. And not once did I ever hear the two boys mentioning anything about him. Just basically saying like, he has his own style of play. Nothing to do with like them crediting him for how good they are as a fucking coach. Like, so it's all self-praise, like, which is horseshit.
But if the media want to say that when he comes in and takes over, that he's doing this all for the game, right, grand, that's their job. But to be struggling so much at a club, so much at a club like United, and then to come out with that during the week before you play against their players, it's bizarre. It's like, even Louis van Gaal wouldn't say that shit. Like, it's like.
And that cunt dives on the ground in the middle of a match.
I know. It's just it's strange behaviour. I don't envy his job at all, because it's not an easy job. He knows he's going to be a caretaker manager. Nobody wants that anyway, but never mind being a squad like United in a time like now. But don't act like a mug, like, as well, at the same time,
Sorry, what minute are you on? I want to get the exact fucking second if we can.
Sorry, I just saw one of the comments coming in there.
Sorry. What we got? From Colly. Colly, will you lend Conor a picture frame?
I've been
giving him abuse, but I prefer him not to put this up. I prefer him not to put it up.
It's old Anfield. But I just haven't hung it on the wall yet. I don't know where I want it.
Disgusting. I have that fucking shitty bleeding. I gave you that Alisson poster. Where's your precious Alisson poster?
But come here, after that happened, did he not have a nightmare against?
Oh, he did, yeah.
Something?
Yeah, he did.
I was tempted to rip it up. And then 2 weeks later, he scored the header against West Brom. And I was like, oh, I love him again. Where's the poster?
Up on the wall. Sorry, what second are you on? I want to know your second.
I am 16, 57, 58.
Oh, I'm 53, 54.
Okay, so let me do like 5 seconds.
Give me 3 seconds. Give me 3 of your finest seconds.
Tell me when you get
1703, 1704, 1705, 1706, 1707, 1708. You're just making me count here.
There you go. No, I am. I got you.
All right. Okay. Right. I got you. This is a good.
So you're 16, 17, 18.
that is tip top work. That is tip top work. As you were saying, it's changing. That's how we roll. Right. Come on. Back to United being absolutely dirt. Talking about our manager. Look, what I suppose fucking what they're going for Ten Hag. Is he gonna be the guy to take them to the next level?
I think we said this last week. Like, who is there available? Like, who can come in? Sean Dyche is free now since last week. He wasn't free last week when we thought.
Sean Dyche, great manager.
Did you see the picture I went up on Twitter? He got sacked on the Thursday, and by the Saturday, apparently he was out in Burnley on the town with his mate. I got a picture with him.
I love it. Classic Sean Dyche. What a legend.
But who's obviously everyone's going to say Poch. Does Poch leave probably a cushy number where he is at the moment? Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. Yeah, he probably has to win the Champions League next year, or at least get to a final for it to be any kind of success. Because winning the domestic league isn't the same thing anymore. But he's obviously getting paid a decent bracket. Like, you know, he probably gets the pick of any player he wants in the world. Yeah. So United don't have that luxury to bring in a manager, especially if they don't get Europe. Like, obviously they're obviously touch and go over forward. If they don't get Europe, well then who can they pick from? Yeah. No, they've got no structure. They've not got a manager who's going to bring players in. They've no European football. Touch and go if they have money.
Well, we don't know yet about European football because it seems like absolutely fucking nobody wants fourth spot at the moment. I'd love a little West Ham to come in and nick it, maybe.
Spurs doing a Spurs and Arsenal doing an Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal doing an Arsenal, but Arsenal doing an anti-Arsenal and not finishing fourth. Like, it seems like what they're trying to do there. Like, Rob Walker obviously being in the comments there as well is a Arsenal fan. Thoughts on Arsenal thrown away fourth spot? Quick take. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's weird one with the manager because, again, like even like, and I know I said it last week, but even when fucking Ralph came in, I was saying to myself, this fella again is just another wrong pick from Manchester United. And I know it's early doors, but everyone's saying, "Oh, Ten Hag." I'm on the same opinion that I really just think it's a fucking mistake getting him in. They think they're going to get absolute miracles from this fella, and they think he's going to be there for the next 7 years. I think United are fucking delusional. United don't have a squad at the moment to have the ability to keep a manager there for longer than 3 years because they just don't have that talent in the squad.
They go one or two ways with the manager, right? They obviously want to go the Ten Hag, nice football, everything looks really pretty. Or you go down the road and you just get someone who's dirty and gets results. And I think United need something that's dirty and gets results. Conte's dirty, gets results. He's obviously
Simeone. Let's get Simeone into the fucking Premier League. But I don't want him to go to United.
No, I couldn't deal with him at United.
I want him at Chelsea.
He's dirty and he gets results, like, you know. So
I love it.
He overachieves so much with the squad he has.
I want him as Chelsea's next manager when legendary Tommy Tuchel leaves the helm. I want Diego Simeone in there.
At the age of 84.
I do want Simeone to be the next guy in there. Very much a mix of Jose Mourinho and Conte. Defensive fucker and absolute psycho. All mixed into one, like
cross with Putin and Hitler.
Yeah, I love it. Two of my favorite characters from all time.
Jesus. Is it bad that you? It's not as bad for you to say Hitler as it is for the other fella.
Yeah, who's worse at the moment? Like, can you say you like Hitler?
Yes.
Oh, what a fucking ball that was! That was some ball.
He finally scores first goal in 12.
And I love it. I love the fact that he's at the scoring because one of the lads we were literally talking about it today at lunch. Took him out of the fantasy football because he was like, he hasn't really done much. So I took him out saying, like, I hope it pays off. Comes the fucking score straight away. Luckily, I left him in myself, so a few points to me.
Who plays the ball in?
Not even in
fucking Mane around the corner.
That's a sexual little ball there, that is. That first touch, that was outrageous by Salah. That touch is orgasmic.
He's been getting involved as normal, but he just hasn't been putting the ball in the net.
Yeah.
Which I know was probably annoying him because he fucking the greediest bastard down to man. He just loves to score. But it's good to see him back on the mark again. That's
a fucking super finish. That first touch, man, that is outrageous.
But I know we talked about it earlier. I don't want to go back to it, but I know you mentioned about Joel Matip and how he's played this season compared to previous seasons. That came from Joel Matip being allowed to step into midfield because of Fabinho, because of the midfield three being able to sit. And he steps into within 40 yards. Like he scored against Leeds by getting on the end of a Mo Salah pass, but he just kept going. He just drifted in, and that's the way. That's where he likes to play, is to step into midfield with the ball at his feet.
But I think like all the United or the Liverpool players complement each other nearly. Do you know what I mean? Even in that midfield, one goes, one will sit. If two need to sit, the two will sit, and they've no problem doing that. There's nobody that's selfish in that midfield. Henderson will do whatever he needs done. He'll read the game and he will go and try to do what needs to be done. Thiago will sit and spray the ball, and then fucking Fabinho will just do the same. Like, so he gives everybody freedom, and then again, it just allows the defenders to do what they want to do. Like, you see Van Dijk when he plays, he's so good, but the chap looks like he's playing at about 20%. Like, it doesn't even run. I don't think I've ever seen him actually sprinting to stop anybody. Like, he's got such good cover, and he has so much confidence in his goalkeeper behind him that the chap doesn't even have to try.
Darwin Gomez gave him issues against Benfica.
Yeah,
and that's a reason why they conceded, obviously, 4 goals against, but 5 goals.
5, yeah.
4.
5.
What the finish? No,
we were in the pub for a second one.
I finished 6-4 in aggregate, so there's 4 goals over 2 legs. And he scored 3 of them. So he gave issues because he had obviously a little bit of everything attribute wise, but for the most part, as I said, the big issue with it is, and he got it under control against City at the weekend, is the 2 fullbacks losing the plot, getting forward at the wrong times, inopportune moments. And they reined it in a little bit at the weekend against City. But you can't expose your, obviously, no matter how good Van Dijk is or even how good form Matip is in, you can't expose him that much to like the front 3 or front 4 of City, you know?
Yeah. Looking at just how Man United are playing there, Man United are trying to play it out the back there and basically got caught within 5 passes and putting themselves under serious pressure. Like, this whole genius of fucking Ralph Rangnick that he claims, self-proclaimed fucking genius of football. Is that what they've just been taught to do there? And like, there's no other way of doing it. Like, do they not know that they can actually not play out from the back now? So 2-0 down. Why put yourself under unnecessary pressure? Like,
it's always the thing about like, do we play our game or do we adapt our game to play against a team?
Yeah.
Obviously, classically, United would never have adapted their game to play against Liverpool because they were always level stature or better. Yeah. You're away from home against Liverpool, probably the most informed team in England at the moment, who love a press, who even City gave up playing out from the back in their last 2 games they played against each other. Like, just change the game plan a little bit. Put them onto the back foot. You know that the fullbacks don't like to defend. Put them onto the back foot. But it's like, this is the way we play it. This is the way we're going to stick to it. It's like a higher up in the table Leeds where no matter what happens, this is how we play football. And
that's it.
What happens is they either win a game or they get smashed.
Get banged.
5 or 6-0. You know?
Yeah. And that is what it is. And that's why, like, I always talk about like when these managers claim to have an identity, like a whole identity. This word has just magically appeared. Like the person lying down behind the wall these days. This has just happened in the last couple of weeks.
You leave the draft excluder alone.
What is this all about? Like, why are people now lying down behind the fucking wall? Like, when was the last goal you seen that actually went under the wall? Like, only Ronaldinho was doing it and Messi.
Yeah.
Like, nobody in the Premier League has the ability to do it.
Yeah, because they can't do it because of the draft excluder.
But the whole thing about this identity, I don't like that where they say
your identity should be to win games.
Yeah, your identity should be a winner, a serial winner, not fucking
an
attacking form of football, and that's it. That's not an identity. That's just one tactic.
You're the perfect person to ask about this, right? Because you had him in charge in his heyday when Jose Mourinho won a league with Chelsea with being 10th in the league for goals scored. Hit that.
Love him.
Oh no, shoot, you fucking idiot. But he was 10th in the league for goals scored that season. Obviously, they were like near the top for goals conceded, but they won games 1-0, and it was horrible to watch. Would you change that for attractive football and not win the league?
No.
Exactly. That's what I mean. You take winning the league all day long.
Yeah, I'd like this whole thing of like playing attractive football. Yeah, it sounds great, but if you don't fucking win the majority of your games, what's the fucking point? Like, it's a results-based game. Do you know what I mean? And I enjoyed. I have to admit, people are always like, "Oh, do you not think it's boring?" And maybe it was because I was a defender. Liverpool are just taking the fucking piss here.
That's outrageous. Isn't it?
Maybe it was just because I was a defender, but I just enjoyed the defensive game of chess that Chelsea used to play back in the day when they had John Terry and fucking Carvalho, and I used to love all the shithousery from Carvalho.
Never heard that first fella. What's his name again?
JT, me mate. Me and JT are good mates.
Hit that, Fabs. Oh, I fucking hate it.
I think you're like 3 seconds ahead of me. No, I used to enjoy watching a thing of beauty. It's like artwork, the defensive side of it. And that's why I actually like Simeone. I actually like that. I actually want Chelsea to go back to that style of football. I know people don't like it, but I like it. Like, and that's what I want. Fuck the rest of them. I enjoy winning 1-0 and just having your heart racing for fucking 60 minutes where the other team are piling pressure on you, and then you have a good chance of breaking and scoring. I like that. Sorry, just a quick one comment in from Rob. Colly, remind Conor of what I said about Arteta. I hate to say it, but I told you so. Yeah, not a fan of Arteta. Is our Rob?
What did he say? He had beautiful eyes.
Said he's a shite manager. That's what he said. He's not up to it. But I don't know. I just Arsenal being Arsenal. I'm a fan of.
I don't think it matters who's in charge. It's gonna fucking happen at some stage to Arsenal, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Comment in from RC, who is Rory, I believe. Pogba taking the easy way out. Please discuss. As I look at him on the screen wearing a hoodie, looks like he's distracted by something else because he couldn't give 2 flying fucks about Manchester United. The sooner the better, I think, for Manchester United that he goes. There is talk about him being a great character in the dressing room, but that's some touch. The way he takes the touches is like it never goes more than a yard away from him. Like
it's a spin he puts on the ball. The ball goes away and then spins back to him. It's because of the
physics.
Magic.
Yeah, but Pogba, I just think he's a cancer.
They won the ball back again.
Let's see. I thought I was saying things there.
It was Van Dijk. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Look where Fabinho is now. He's sat back in alongside Matt.
Yeah. And Van Dijk can like stroll back. You know what I mean? He hasn't like literally stroll back. Like, and he has no problem doing that. Like, and that's why you having that there and having confidence in their players is such a difference.
He played centre. He played centre half last season for what 6-7 weeks.
Yeah, not bother on him. Yeah.
So,
what's your thoughts on Pogba? Look, I think he's a cancer in the team. I don't think necessarily the players don't like him, but I just think in terms of attitude and out desire, I think he lets the team down big time. Lead by example by doing it on the pitch rather than all your fucking horseshit brand building and trying to make a name for yourself, like, and get into fucking Hollywood, like.
Yeah, but like if you look, I agree with you, but on the flip side of it, if it's gonna make you more money, you do it.
Oh well,
I know it's bad for the game and people won't want to hear it, blah 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 blah. But it's gonna make you more money, you do it. You know yourself, Colly. You know yourself when you're making enough money, but you still walk into your job, you look for more. Like,
I don't have a feeling ever.
But that's what he's doing. He's looking to try to boost his thing. I do think he was sold, obviously, a shit sandwich as well in regards to. He doesn't want to be challenging for Europa League football or Europa Conference fucking Division Z, Intertoto Cup, Milk Cup, bollocks. Finish. Get in. Oh, good save.
Oh, that's a good save. How does he stop that? Like, that looked like he didn't even move his hand there.
He's offside. He's going to go off injured.
Conor, you're going to have to pause about 3 seconds.
They're bringing on Roy Carroll.
Give me 3 seconds. Give me 3 of your final seconds there. 32, 10, 11, 12, 13,
so
14. Oh, okay. That's a great save. What's he doing throwing it out? Did you see that? Watch this. Watch what he does. Why is he throwing it out?
He always thinks he's falling back into the net. He doesn't know where the net is.
What's he doing? Like, what a fucking idiot. Sorry. Back on the so yes, come here. Thoughts on Pogba? Do you think he's leaving? You definitely think he's gone?
I mean, his stock can't go up anymore. Yeah. It's obviously going down, if anything. But so I think it is the time for the club and for himself to get the most money possible out of each of them. I still think United can sell him for a fair bit. And I still think that Manola will still get his agent cut out of it if he gets sold now. So my big thing would be, who would you see him going to? Who would take him? Like, obviously, I know there was talk about Juventus wanted to take him back, and now he want PSG were in the mix for him as well. But
Barca.
The Barca have the money to pay the agent fees and the wages for him? I don't know. Probably not. It's just it's a case of who would take him. Do I think he has more left to give? Yeah, 100%. I think he still is a player.
Yeah. Well, in the right league. In the right league. Oh, that's outrageous.
God.
Yes, that is sexual. Like,
he's ugly though. He is ugly.
Yeah, he's an ugly bastard.
So ugly.
It kind of makes me like him a bit better. Like, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I just want his football talents, not his looks.
There's Thiago doing what Thiago does best, winning the ball back on Bruno.
Yeah. Mane needs to fucking man up there, like.
Mane up. Is that a no-look finish? No, he's offside.
It was like he looked at the line now before he even finished that. Right.
I thought that was a little no-looker.
So is Pogba going, and who do you think who would you think would be the best fit for him?
PSG, just for dealing with the shy, I suppose.
It's a slow league though. Probably suit him, like.
It's a slow league, but I was going to say he does like doing the work in midfield, but he hasn't done it at United. But he did like doing it at Juve, like the defensive bit, like the tackling, the hard hits. He likes that as well. I know the French league isn't soft. It's not like the rest of the continent really, where you can't get away with it. You can still hit people in Liga, but oh, fuck off.
Matic is a player. Matic is a good player, I'm telling you.
He's gone. He announced it yesterday.
I know.
The day before.
United ruined him. He was top 5 CDMs in the world when he was at Chelsea.
Yeah, but he's also younger.
Yeah, it's true. It is true.
So
I mean, I can't argue with that. Sorry, just the next comment in there. Rory again. Salah, Ballon d'Or, please discuss. And just a quick one before we talk about that. Rob Walker has also come in. Could Rory stop saying please discuss, please? So what do you think, Salah, Ballon d'Or? Look, I'm gonna just throw it out there, and I think that there's no one else in the world that is doing what he's doing, especially in the Premier League. I genuinely think that he's Ballon d'Or winner this year. I don't see anybody else challenging. What is the point in this flag? Like, put it up.
Leave it at. I know, just put it up when he's offside.
Stupid.
Look at that, most touches. There's not a United fucking player in sight.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
I would say if you're looking at Ballon d'Or so far this year,
Mason Mount, obviously.
He's not
Mason Mount, obviously.
Salah so far this calendar year hasn't done much to justify it.
But no, come on. Yeah. He's still
haven't
been dog shit.
No, his performance haven't been dog shit, but if you look on Ballon d'Or, no goals in 11 games until today isn't a great way to start. If he goes on and he does bits forever the rest of the year, 100% he has a chance. He should have been top 2 last year, at least. Yeah, it should have been a toss-up between him and Lewandowski. It wasn't. He should have made, obviously, the top 11, and he didn't. Like, it was outrageous. But he 100% has the potential to win Ballon d'Or. It's not even a question about it. He just needs to get back into the form.
Kareem
if you're looking at so far this calendar year, there's nowhere else you can really look except like Kareem the Dream. It's
touchy subject.
But again, you're 4 months into a 12-month. Well, sorry, 11 months is what the Ballon d'Or is based off of. So who knows what else happens throughout it. As I said, I think I said it last week as well. It's disappointing that the World Cup won't be included in it because I love having the likes of breakthrough players, Andre Arshavin being the one that I always remember at the Euros, who broke through out of nowhere for Russia, got his name onto that starting 11 for the best European team for the Ballon d'Or.
What a bad touch. What a shit touch Rashford had there. He's fucking shite. I'd get rid of him as well. I would actually get rid of him as a United fan. I'd want him gone. Dog shit. Kids. Yeah, but at least he feeds the kids, yeah. Great stuff. Look, so if Real Madrid win the Champions League, say
they've already won the league.
Yeah, so say Real Madrid win the Champions League now, and Liverpool win the league, FA Cup, and League Cup. Do you think that the trophies alone, being the league, La Liga, and Champions League, will get that over the line for Benzema? Or do you think, because we've seen it in previous years that trophies will get you on the Ballon d'Or list, as we've seen with the likes of Jorginho and Modric in the last couple of years. So do you think that they're going to take them into account? And maybe because Champions League has obviously a bit of a higher status than the FA Cup and the fucking League Cup put together, do you reckon that puts it in favour of Benzema, or do you don't think he even needs that?
At the moment, he doesn't need it, but again, it's whether he can keep it up over the next couple of months as well. It's at the moment, I think he's clear so far in his contributions this season, whether that be in the league. He scored some late winners in the league so far. He's got obviously late winners in the Champions League. He's gotten hat-tricks in both. He's just playing out of his skin at the moment. And I always go back to this was a club who was sold on the idea of, if we don't have Mbappe, we can't do anything.
Yeah. And
then you have this fella sitting in your ranks who's the top goal scorer ever in their club. I think, overtake Raul recently. I thought he overtook Raul last week before.
I'm not a stat man.
And it's like a case of he's the best in the world at what he does at the moment. Why are you looking at that?
Yeah.
And obviously you're looking at the future because he has 10, 12 years over him. But
yeah, he's just. Do you know what the one thing that gets me about him is that all of his goals are great finishes. They're top goals. Do you know what I mean? Look at the ones against Chelsea. Fair enough, the Mendy one, fucking shit show. But the 2 headers he scored, outrageous headers, just to even guide them into the locations that he fucking put them. It's just.
But his work rate now as well. His work rate is outrageous.
Yeah.
He's still one of the hardest workers.
32, is he? 33?
33, I think, isn't he?
Don't know.
he still has an outrageous work ethic. He tackles, he wins the ball back. He doesn't roil anyone else. Because let's be fair, there's been stronger Real Madrid teams that haven't won the league in Spain.
Yeah.
And I know, obviously,
but against the stronger Barca team,
against the stronger Barcelona team, yeah. But as good as Vinicius Junior could be, I don't think he's all that.
No.
Obviously, they have an age in midfield, and we're relying on the likes of the up and coming like Camavinga and stuff to try to hold things down. But they're still very heavily reliant on Casemiro, on Modric, on Kroos. Like, he's definitely played with better players at Real Madrid and not won the league. So he's just obviously putting in the work himself now to get these goals. And fair fucks to him. But saying that, Lewandowski should have got it last year and he didn't. So, like,
so
who knows
that's
what way the voting goes.
That's one man that has never got it that really did deserve it, especially last year, when Messi and Ronaldo weren't really firing on all cylinders. Is it a thing? Is it like Leonardo DiCaprio at the Oscars where Lewandowski will just never get the Ballon d'Or because, look, Messi and Ronaldo obviously were their own kind of entities for 10 years or something between the both of them. He got his chance, but COVID absolutely smashed him in the face for it. So do you think he'll ever win it? Or do you think now the likes of Benzema is in too much form, the likes of Salah is in too much form?
I don't know. He won't win it, I don't think. And it's a massive shame because he was definitely, if not
last year,
the best number 9 in Europe in the last 10, 15 years, I think, just from his consistency level. Like, he did go season after season being top goal scorer in the leagues he played in. Well, in the league he played in, and in the Champions League as well. And there's just, it is going to be heartbreak. And as well, you look back on, obviously you mentioned around honours playing a big part in the Ballon d'Or. He's not going to win Champions League this year. He's not even going to get close to a Champions League, obviously being knocked down to quarterfinals. So it's not like that's going to have an influence. He hasn't got a World Cup to rely on or a European Championships to rely on.
He doesn't have like a fallback. He hasn't
got a stacked country that he can win a game to know. If he's sat in the England team, maybe he played up front for England instead of Harry Kane, he'd have a better chance.
Maybe things had went differently with Hitler, like we were talking about earlier. He could have played for Germany or something. Oh, good strike. Well, actually, sorry, I paused a little bit there. I just want to resync ourselves here.
Where are you?
Give me your minute.
What minute are you on?
4:3:49.
4:3. Oh, okay, I'm on 4:4:33.
All right, okay.
My favorite formation.
I had to refresh. Conor, we're gonna move on to actually talking a little bit about the Prem. I think maybe we'll take a 5-minute break at half time to get refreshments. So if anybody wants to hear us talking about the second half, we'll be chatting for a few minutes when it goes half time, but then we will break for 5 minutes. The stream won't end. We'll just be taking out of it, and you'll see a lovely little graphic that took me 2 seconds to do. But we'll jump
back after the break or something, is it?
Well, will we just leave the Prem talk then for the second half?
Yeah, we can cover the Prem in the second half. There's only 1 minute added on here. So
okay, right, fair enough. So would there be anybody else you'd put in that Ballon d'Or conversation? Like in terms of defenders, maybe? Like Van Dijk, can he be up there? Not ever going to win it, really, is he? If he keeps having like the likes of Salah there.
The defender's ever going to win it.
It's a shame, isn't it? John Terry should have won it.
That's the way it is. My goalkeeper, no. The goalkeepers aren't going to win it either. Look at the seasons Manuel Neuer had under his belt.
Do you think maybe they should? Do you think maybe they should bring out a Ballon d'Or for each position?
No. I love that, Allison. No, because then it loses its weight. It's not a.
Yeah.
It's not a thing anymore. It's not the Ballon d'Or anymore. It's just, well, they have it. Like, it's the best 11 players, I suppose. It's the best one for each position, you know?
Yeah.
Ballon d'Or has to be for the best player. and it's unfortunate, but still goals will weigh more than clean sheets or saves or tackles.
Comment in there from Rory. Cancelo, Ballon d'Or.
Please
Please
discuss.
discuss. Please discuss.
Not a hope.
Yeah, what a player, but Connor's gone. What a player, but for me, I do not think that. Connor's back. What you do there?
Just refreshed.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was just saying, I don't think for me, like Cancelo is like he gets rotated a lot, so you can't. Like I think your player needs to be playing. Aspilicueta is better than Cancelo. Please discuss. Reece James better than Cancelo. Please discuss. Actually, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Reece James. What was your thoughts on this? I think you told me last week, but is there any thoughts on that?
I know you told me your thoughts on that last week, but
sorry, I was reading something there as Rob came in. That's a great idea, Colly. Ballon d'Or for each position. I mean,
they already do it. It's the fucking best 11.
Yeah, no, but that's not fair. That's the best 11. Like John Terry's been in that loads of times. Just saying. Back to Cancelo. Back to Cancelo.
Wanks you've ever had.
Yeah. Back to Cancelo. Come on, talk to me about him.
He's not winning Ballon d'Or. He's not the best footballer in the world at the moment.
Is he the best defender in the Prem? Attacking defender, let's say.
Attacking defender. Fucking oxymoron in itself. If we're saying attacking defender, I'd rather have Trent. A defender, or who could do both, I'd rather have Cancelo.
So do you not think that Cancelo is a lot more effective as a defender? Like he's a better defender, but he's just as good going forward as well. Very little, I think, between the two going forward.
He hasn't got the set piece ball the same way as
set piece. Does. Fuck off! You can get a midfielder to do that. You have Kevin De Bruyne for that.
He hasn't got. I don't think he has the same passing ability or the same passing range as him.
Yeah, it is true. He does deliver a good cross.
The assists are there, like for a reason. It's like you can fluke a couple of assists, but like to be top in the league as a right full isn't a fluke.
Yeah, I just think he's
Well, no, he's not as good. He's not as good going backwards, 100%, and he never will be as good going backwards. And he is a vulnerability to Liverpool defensively.
What I think about Cancelo is, see the way you're saying there, like he doesn't have the better passing ability. I don't think he really gets to show it in that system that Manchester City play. I think like it's more of a short passing and then run and then short passing. It's all beautiful kind of tiki-taka football. Whereas like Trent can spray that ball and he can do it. But you don't really see Cancelo having to do it that much.
Yeah, but that's like saying that David De Gea could be an unbelievable number 9, but he doesn't get to play up front. Like, tough. Get on with it. Like, or move club if you're not happy, if you can't reach your potential.
Rory, my God, that's concerning. Yeah, I don't know. Cancelo definitely nowhere near Ballon d'Or anyway, by the way, to end that one. Conor, we're going to break for 5 minutes just to get a few beveraginos. Cancelo can't get forward enough in case the house is being robbed. Oh my days! We'll leave on that one. We will be back. We will be back in 5 minutes, and we will be discussing the Prem after this. So yeah, we'll be back. So I'm gonna take us out. Bye. See you in 5 minutes. The stream won't be ending, so you can just sit there and fucking wait for us because we're legends. Ooh, we're back. That was a nice little break. Sorry for all the Spotify listeners that we've.
You're not going to leave that in, are you?
No. They'll take that out. Right, Connor. We're going to be discussing the Prem games also while we're obviously watching the match here. Just about to start here. The ref for some reason has been taken off by a miniature Jurgen Klopp there. Don't know what's going on. So it looks like there's an issue with his armband. Look at the miniature Jurgen Klopp.
I think I'm at a different time than you.
Oh no, what are you on?
I don't know. I can't see because there's no minutes up yet.
Oh, okay. And he just played around with the ball.
Yeah, and now it's Fernando and Sancho talking together.
Fernando
fucking
Fernandez.
Fernandez.
Yeah, you're a couple of minutes ahead, or a couple of seconds ahead of me there.
And then the referee came back out with his top off, and he's just putting it back up again.
Right, we'll resync when the clock comes back up.
Cock.
Some refreshment, please discuss. I was actually feeding my dog and another kind of 7-Up free, by the way, because I'm trying to lose weight. Well, not really. What did you get? What did you refresh yourself with there, Connor?
I had dinner.
Oh, quick dinner.
Yeah.
What was on the menu?
Pasta alla vodka.
Oh, hello. Pasta alla vodka.
And a little beer up.
A brewski. What's the brew? Is this the IPA one that you had in the keg on Saturday?
It wasn't an IPA I had in the keg on
Saturday.
Sorry,
It's just a beer, yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a left blonde.
Oh, whatever that means. If anybody's into that type of stuff.
It's like 7%, so I'm going to be fucking
Who doesn't love a blonde these days?
Right,
Connor, we're going to be discussing the...
I also have a 7-Up free, actually. Sorry. Yeah.
You're not? Oh, nice. First game we are going to be looking at is Chelsea and Arsenal.
Tomorrow night. These are tomorrow night, isn't it?
These are tomorrow. So, yeah, we're gonna be. Our eyes are gonna be fucking either scoured or else we're gonna be in for a treat with this game. How do you see this match going?
Eyes scoured, I think.
Yeah.
Absolute bottlers, and then also Arsenal as well. So,
you know what I mean? Like, fucking give over. Disgusting.
I don't think it's going to be a good game, to be honest. But sorry, I'm just praying.
Sorry. Let's resynchronize here while we're looking at what have you got on the menu or on the fucking menu on the time clock.
46, 11, 12.
Oh wow.
13.
I've got 45, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hit a little refresh there, no?
Let me hit a little refresh.
Refreshment.
Just refresh it, and then we will be getting into the discussion of Chelsea versus Arsenal. Because I know Roberto's going to have a say about this one if he's watching. 46, 01, 02, 3,
I'll have to pause here for a few.
5, 6, 7.
You actually got further behind with that refresh.
I love it. The internet's so slow, and it's just fucking... Right. Chelsea, Arsenal. Connor, come on. Give me more. Give me some fucking thoughts on what you see happening here.
Yeah, I can. Arsenal need points out of the game.
Yes.
I reckon they'd take one now, obviously, because they're not in exactly the greatest form. They're away from home.
But also with United losing.
Well, United losing with Spurs obviously dropping points as well the weekend. Themselves dropping points. So fucking whatever. Doesn't really matter. But I think they just need to start picking up points before it gets into those big games against Spurs at the start of May. I can see them getting a point, to be honest. I think
wrong.
I think Chelsea are resigned to the fact now that third is theirs, and
FA Cup is the fucking main priority.
The FA Cup has to be their priority now at this stage. And yeah, I can see both of them just being saying, yeah, look, we'll take a point each, to be honest, out of it. I'll say 1-1.
Interesting.
And I'll say Mason Mount.
A discussion on some of the players, please. This is one of our higher profile game. I want to touch on Arsenal first.
I'll touch my arse.
I want to touch your Arsenal. What do you think of Ben White this season? I know he was great at Leeds. Has he been great at Arsenal?
Was he great at Leeds?
Brighton. Sorry.
Sorry. The 2 games he played for Brighton at Leeds were phenomenal.
Yeah. He played great at Ellen Road. He was great for Brighton, but have you been impressed with
him? Yes and no. Yes, for coming from Brighton and stepping up to a
big price tag
clash, but no for the price tag.
So but again, it's not value for money.
It's not his fault that he's English. Let's just say it that way. He doesn't get to put his price tag on his head. And one of the interesting things was before the cup semi-final on Saturday was listening to Jack Grealish talk about the same thing. Like he did an interview for ITV and basically said, I don't put the price tag on my head, so I know what expectations I have when I walk into the club. And obviously it was about him not hitting the expectations, and then lo and behold, he goes on and scores.
Of course.
But it's obviously it's not the player's fault. It has been a mishmash back 4, back 3, back 5 that Arsenal played so far this season. It's a little bit more settled now. I think they finally found. I was going to say one that works, but it's obviously not working at the moment. But they're not pissing as many goals as they were. Disappointed overall from the market where you probably could have gotten a better player and gotten the same results for less money. But I still think he will come good. I don't think he is a leader himself. I do think he needs to be dictated by a communicator beside him. I do think he'd be like, would he benefit from the likes of Thiago Silva or Van Dijk or someone beside him who can dictate and communicate and direct him 100%? I think he is that. I always look at centre halves as there's a smart one and there's a dumb physical one. I think he is a dumb physical one. And he needs like a short, fast, smart one beside him.
Don't they say this on the Crouchy podcast at Giselle or something like that, and something else? I think they label them something else.
Something like that, yeah. But it's like there's a dumb one who's like really physical, loves a tackle, times everything to perfection.
Yeah.
But he needs someone to tell him, go there and kick him, and then he will do it. And I think that's just him. He just needs someone with some more brain capacity beside him.
What's your thoughts on Thomas Partey this season? He's been a bit. Geez, Alisson needs to behave himself there, doesn't he? Have you been impressed with him this season? I feel like he's probably been a little bit disappointing. Recently, very kind of steady. But I was expecting a bit more. Like, maybe I was expecting too much.
I was going to say the opposite. I was
expecting less.
Not quite impressed with what he kind of delivered, and he was unfortunate time and that when he came into his best run of form, he had to go off. Well, he didn't have to go off the African Cup of Nations, but he went off. And it was just a case of like, I'll always go back to one of the best players that Arsenal ever had, and he was hampered by injuries, was Abu Dhabi. And looking for someone who could do the same role as Abu Dhabi did at an Arsenal team is, they're never going to find one who can do it all. But I thought he was close. He could simple passes. He won the ball. He was composed. He wasn't like Granit Xhaka who would fly off the handle. He very rarely did. Did he get bookings? Yes, but they were always for smart fouls. They were always for professional fouls. There was no like dissent or fucking slapping a ball or kicking a ball away after the ball had gone. Like, so I thought he did that really well. He was a little bit in a midfield that wasn't very certain, or who didn't have a genuine cool head in it. I thought he's done well so far this season. He's definitely one of the first names I put down in an Arsenal team sheet.
Yeah, he does have that. He does kind of have that stature,
composure about him. Yeah, he has that composure about him. And I think players like Odegaard need that in behind him. Yeah, Emil Smith-Rowe needs it in behind him as well.
Yeah,
it's just
and Saka, I suppose, as well. The likes of Saka can have that as well, because if he loses a wide, he knows Partey probably just come across and cover it. Like, Talking about Diaby and his injuries,
what a player.
Do you know how many injuries he had?
Probably fucking more than there's days in the year, I'd say.
I'm not going to give you the number, right? But I'm going to read through them really quickly.
Jesus.
Ankle surgery, ankle injury, fitness, calf injury, unknown injury.
What's fitness? I'm injured with my fitness as well.
Cruciate ligament rupture, calf problems, thigh muscle strain, calf problem, thigh problems, muscular problem, ankle surgery, calf problems, strain, ankle injury, calf problem, abdominal strain, strain in the thigh and gluteal muscles, groin strain, strain in the thigh and gluteal muscles. Like, that's an outrageous amount of injuries. Like that's crazy. Like, sorry, commenting from Rob there. In fairness, I think Arsenal will do all right. London derby and all, but unfortunately, lack of goals will cost us. Chelsea all day 3-1.
Hang on, how is I think Arsenal will do all right, but they'll get beaten 3-1 all day? That doesn't make sense.
50 mil, drop the dollar these days. Yeah, not much. Colly party signed for Arsenal because it's piss handy. Don't deliver and still laugh your bollocks off. Yeah, like most of these high profile players these days, get paid regardless. Every player should be put on a pay as you play wage and put on a performance based wage. No one will ever agree to it.
If you got put on that, you wouldn't be able to pay your mortgage.
Yeah. I don't have money.
As your work. Yeah.
So, Conor, moving on to Chelsea. What is your thoughts on some of the Chelsea players? Look, Mason Mount obviously being one of the better players. Give me your honest opinions on what you think of Mount.
No, he's a good player, right? Yeah, he is. I think he's found his gap in the Chelsea squad now because the big, I suppose, the big front two haven't turned up this season, really. Obviously, with Lukaku and Werner. And he got given his opportunity. He took his opportunity. Is he still blown out of proportion because he's English? Probably a little bit, but it doesn't mean he can't go on. He can't go.
I disagree with that.
Okay, well, you can let me finish at least and then disagree.
No,
afterwards. You're going to disagree anyway.
Can I finish?
Is it blown out a little bit out of proportion because he's Mason Mount and he's English? Probably yes. Does he still have the ability to go on to be one of the best footballers in the world? 100%. That's not.
Yeah. I do think now. Look, there is obviously that thing of the English hyping them up, but I actually genuinely do think, and I can call a spade when it is, but I do think he is a very Ruben Loftus-Cheek for one. Some English Chelsea fans absolutely love him. I think he's one of the worst players that have ever played for Chelsea. He's fucking shocking. He's so weak for the size of him. He's so weak. His touch is so bad. He loses the ball probably more than any other player in the team.
Sorry, just because you slate one English Chelsea player doesn't give you a fucking license to go and say Mason Mount is the dog's bollocks. No,
but my point is that I could easily just go, he's a great player, but he's not. Like, so I'm calling a spade there. Mason Mount, I think actually his work rate for me is one of the massive things, is closing down on the ball high up the pitch. That's a massive thing for me.
Well, the work rate is the bare minimum for the good player.
Exactly, and that's why that's literally what I was about to say about some of these United players, where that's the minimum they need to do at times to even look half good, and they can't do it. The likes of Rashford there, who has bags of talent and won't run. The likes of fucking Pogba, the same.
Fucking him.
I'm gone.
Trent, you're fucking unreal. Who says you can't defend? Definitely wasn't me.
Yeah, so Kai Havertz, another one that has kind of stepped up to the plate recently. Thoughts on him, Conor? Have you been impressed with him?
I mean, he's not stepped up to the plate. What was he signed for? He was signed for 60-odd million, was he not?
To score the Champions League final winner.
Yeah, but he didn't step up to the plate recently. He was signed for big money because he's a big money player.
Well, he wasn't really. He was very high potential to be a very good player. He was playing very well in the German league, but I wouldn't have said he was brought in as a world-class player, but definitely had a lot of talent. I wouldn't have thought that anyway. Maybe because I was a Chelsea fan. I don't know.
I mean, he scored 17 goals in 34 games in his last season, the Bundesliga. Like, he was second top goal scorer, innit?
Not bad. But like that is Timo Werner was probably top scorer. That says it all.
How much
you know what I mean? So these players still have
£71 million.
Not bad, bargain.
But that's what I mean. I'm not saying he's going to step up to the plate. He was brought in as a big money player.
Is that Harry Maguire that just hit that free kick?
He should be a big money player.
Or Fernandez, sorry. Sorry, we're going to just resynchronize here. Sorry.
Did you get them mixed up?
Yeah. That was Harry Maguire taking a free kick. We're going to resynchronize here. What is your time clock saying?
58:39.
Mine's saying Saturday, May the 7th, NBC Peacock, Kentucky Derby. So I'm on 58:27.
I said I got to go back another fucking. I swear you're running in half time over there. I'm at 59 now.
Right, you're gonna have to pause 20 seconds. Give me your 20 seconds.
Jesus.
Are you paused? What you paused on, and I'll tell you when I hit it.
Mississippi. 50:02 is it?
59:02.
59:02. Sorry, I can't say
right.
the.
I'll tell you when to press play, and then we'll be synchronized up, and then we can get back to play. Love it. Right. So look, we're gonna fucking move on because I know you don't like talking about Chelsea. It's like getting fucking blood from a stone from you trying to get a compliment for a Chelsea player. So
there's tons of things about the ability to go on to be one of the best players in the world.
I know, but I feel like you're just saying that because I want you to say it. I feel like you don't mean it.
I don't give a fuck what you want.
I feel like you don't mean it, and you're just being.
I say Kai Havertz stepping up to the plate when he was bought for £75 million.
He scored in the Champions League final and won us the fucking. Oh, where is it? Oh no,
where is it?
Remember me cup that was cut out like fucking lopsided.
Yeah, you came on it too much to turn to dust.
I'm going with a Chelsea win here, but a narrow Chelsea win. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. I actually think this will probably be a good game. I think it'll be very, very energetic, surprisingly. So I'm going to say Chelsea 2-1, and I'm going to say Timo Werner to score because he's been class lately.
Is that the goal for Arsenal, is it?
Yeah, I know it's score, but it's going to be offside. Right, Connor, the next one, Everton and Leicester. Super Frankie Lampard could be having a super time in the Championship next year. What is your thoughts on Everton staying up? Do you reckon they've got it enough to do it, or do you reckon it's bye-bye?
Unfortunately, I think they have. Excuse me. I think they have enough to do it. I think the nail in their coffin for Burnley was getting rid of the gaffer. I think there's a man who's going to keep you up. It's going to be Sean Dyche. I don't think getting rid of him is going to help. And I think that'll give Everton the boost they need to stay out of that bottom three. And I know they have games in hand on the bottom three as well. So everything is definitely in Frankie's favour to stay up. But
have you just seen that there? Maguire has just absolutely stood all over Henderson.
Is that who it was it?
By complete accident, because that's how fucking clumsy he is. Watch this.
Oh my days, he's trampling him.
Like absolute donkey. He's an absolute weapon, he is.
Oh, he's caught his boot or something, has he?
He's literally like he has no idea where his feet are. He's like a clumsy dog that just trips over their
What about him kicking Pogba in the face?
And Pogba absolutely snapping. The chap has no control over some of his body parts. Like, it's outrageous.
He snapped because is it against Ramadan or something that you can't bleed or something
can't kick
during
in the face.
Day?
I would have said it's against football that you get kicked in the face. That's what I would have said.
Teammate. Yeah.
We're all teammate. Yeah.
There's a deeper meaning behind it.
Right. I don't bring religion into football. I'm not a fan of it.
Oh Jesus. But yeah, I think the good things that happen to the other teams is enough to keep everything up.
Do you think so? Sorry, you just touched on Sean Dyche there and getting rid of him. You think is the wrong decision? Do you not think that this season Burnley are probably more than likely gonna go down, right? Even if he stayed there. So do you not think maybe this is just one season too far from, and it was the right decision just to try switch it up and give that team, as we always say on this, the little bounce that the new manager would usually bring?
I think they've punched above their weight for long enough. I don't think they are a Premier League club and they haven't invested like a Premier League club. you're looking at it now. They're in the bottom three. Teams around them have games in hand.
Yep.
You got to look at a manager who's going to get you back into the league afterwards. I don't think anyone who they're going to bring in has a better chance of getting them back into the league than Dyche himself would. So I think they've got to look at bigger picture in regards to if they had gotten rid of him. Oh, you're fucking kidding me!
Oh, that's a
I want to
save. Good save. Good save again.
Offside.
That's embarrassing. Pathetic.
If they had got rid of him, say back in January, when there's still enough games left,
more time,
like whatever 6 games or whatever it is, they try to stay up. Oh, he's onside.
Oh yeah, Jesus, he didn't look onside.
Well, obviously that's why the line left the flag down for the double save.
Yeah, and now you'd have people going, well, that's why they don't put up the flag. Fuck off, Liz.
But like then you would have given a manager a chance to come in and save the season, you know. But
yeah,
they've got to look at it and say, well, if we're going to go down, we might as well keep the fella in who's probably not costing too much. He doesn't strike me as a fella who's on massive money.
Yeah,
he loves the club, obviously, and he played. We talked about it earlier around philosophies. He plays within his means. He knows he doesn't have fucking a team full of Messi's and Ronaldos, so he doesn't play like he has a team full of fucking Messi's and Ronaldos. He plays the way his team is set up to play, you know, and he makes himself awkward to be. So, yeah, it was disappointing, and I think it's just going to be enough for the rest of the teams, like Everton, Leeds, those teams who are battling around, not in the drop zone, but in and around the area, just to keep themselves up.
Like, of course, Everton have done their little bit there by beating Manchester United, obviously. Like, Lampard was probably on the worst run he's ever been on as a manager and then goes and beat United, which is absolutely comical stuff when you think about it. But
what does that say about United?
Yeah, exactly. Would you guys say Frankie L keeping Everton in the Premiership is a great achievement? I mean,
they weren't in the bottom 3 when he took over, so they shouldn't be in the bottom 3 when he finishes.
Yeah, they were on a bad trajectory to where they were going. The trajectory continued when he took over. But can he just bring that little slope down to an up? Can he turn it around? That's what I'm trying to say there.
I'm saying if he doesn't find them in the bottom 3, he puts them into the bottom 3.
Yeah,
like they weren't in the bottom 3.
I agree.
They should. I don't think they will finish in the bottom 3. So like it's job done. Does he say like does the ship get steadied next season? Would be the big thing. I think that's his actual job. I don't think there was never a doubt he's going to keep them up. Obviously there was, but it would have been a failure if you had let them go down. And
well, let's be honest.
It's not a success for them to stay up.
Everton have way too much talent there to be getting relegated. That's a fact. With the like of Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, even like Seamus Coleman has been fucking playing as well. Like he's been playing out of skin that sometimes like
but his skin is shy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all old and wrinkly. But like they have like England's number 1 maybe goalkeeper. We don't really know, like, but he's in the mix anyway. So there's definitely enough there. He shouldn't be getting relegated with that team. If he does get relegated, that is a massive blemish. Massive blemish on his reputation as a manager.
Yes,
and
staying up isn't a success, but going down would have been an utter failure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I think maybe at this stage they would probably class just being safe as a success. When you look at it now in hindsight, you kind of say, right, this is where we are. This is the reality of it. Like, we shouldn't be here, but we are here. So staying up is all any team wants to play in the Premier League. So but I wonder are the owners secretly thinking, go on, let's go down there and we'll get the little fucking we'll get our nice little check when we come back up, like, because they're definitely waiting.
Go!
What a finish!
Sadio Mane is the best player in the world.
What a finish! Left foot. That was like a pass into the goal. That was not hit with any venom. It was probably the easiest finish you'll ever see.
Puts and maybes, only deal in absolutes.
Let's have a look at this. I want to look at Maguire just because no doubt he was in the wrong position. Harry Maguire.
I don't know what Jay Daly's thinking right now.
Oh yeah, Jay is probably getting sick now, I'd imagine. Let's have a look.
Off the
Now you
shoulder.
look at their three defenders, how wide they are there. One gets dragged in. That's just poor defending.
But they're playing
Watch how
three at the
wide
back,
they are.
aren't they?
Yeah, but watch how wide they are. Look at the gap. And then at the last minute, they try to close that. It's too unorganised. Harry Maguire just standing there doing nothing again.
Just smash and finish. Which is what I was saying about Mane playing the 10.
Yeah.
He's just getting so much more goals. He's not getting as frustrated about not getting the ball.
Yeah.
Because
he was going through a little period where he was getting so frustrated. And he didn't look like he wanted to be there for a while.
He was getting stroppy, and it's not a good look for anybody, but like it shouldn't happen to you anyway. You should get annoyed on the pitch, I agree. People should be frustrated, but like it shouldn't carry over after a game.
Because remember Klopp went over to, I think he came on and he might have scored or something after coming on. And Klopp came over to like give him a fucking high five or something. And he basically just told him to fuck off. What was Fernandes doing? Henderson absolutely winding him up, look. I love it. Love to see it. Conor, Leicester, thoughts on this one? Everton, Leicester. Let's just get some thoughts on this.
Yeah, Leicester have been far from impressive this season. Suffer with injuries, I know, through just the first half of the season, but not fairly full complement recently. So it's like it is really disappointing. There's Luis Diaz going off. What a
player! I have to admit, what a player. Great signing.
And they only got him in January because Spurs wanted him to take him off Spurs. Happy days.
And you know what? We done that with Willian, and Willian turned out to be a fucking unbelievable sign. Anyone that Spurs wants, everyone else just comes in and gets. Fuck Spurs. Bastards.
But no, Leicester have been disappointed. I reckon this will be another game where Frankie might pick up something. I'm going to say a draw. I'm going to say 2-2. And I'm going to... Sigurdsson. No, I'm going to say...
Classic.
I'm going to go with Yuri Tillmans.
Interesting. I actually agree with you. I do think Frankie Lampard will get something out of this game. I actually think they're going to get a win in this game because, I think they're going to get all the points because Leicester aren't really playing for anything. And again, we're going to just say Everton are playing for survival.
Did we say this last week about Arsenal Brighton, that Brighton were playing for nothing and they went down and beat them?
You probably are. But that's just Arsenal being complacent and shit. But no, I think when it comes to the survival, it's a lot more. What's going on here?
I don't know, but it's unreal.
It's good ball. It's actually embarrassing for United to watch this, like for the fans. I'd love to see all the fans walking out now. I'm gonna say Lampard's actually gonna get the win here, and I'm gonna say 3-1. And I think who do I think is gonna score? Is Calvert-Lewin back?
Yeah,
I think he'd score. He's due a few goals, isn't he?
DCL. He has to be
due a goal. So I'm gonna go with him. Right, next one we're moving on to is Newcastle. So I need to change the graphic on the bottom there. It is 3-0. Newcastle and Crystal Palace. What is your thoughts on this one?
This is going to be a dull L game, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
It's like Newcastle done enough in their last handful of games to not be even in a doubt about going down pretty much anymore. Yeah. Palace, they still floating around. Oh, no, sorry, they're both on the same points.
13th.
Sorry. Yeah. So neither of them are playing for anything. Newcastle probably have a little bit more to play for just because of the investment, because of trying to prove some bits. Obviously, your man's goal, their man's last minute winner last week against Leicester was fucking deadly, and you could see the passion of the fans and stuff. So they have a little bit more to play for than Palace. I think Palace would be happy with their cup run and a mid-table finish in the league when it didn't look like it was going that way when Vieira took over.
Trent fucking School and Rashford, by the way, just there.
It doesn't usually happen, in fairness.
Yeah.
But obviously he's out of form and the other fella is in form. So
yeah.
I'll back Newcastle. I'll say 2-1. and I'll back Chris Wood to score.
Interesting. I actually think I brought him into my fancy team, did I? I think I brought Chris Wood into my fancy team this week.
I'll take it back then.
Once again, can we discuss my mate Brendan Rodgers' future? I think it probably does still lie with Leicester, does it?
100% it lies with Leicester.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna go
And
anywhere.
it's
Unless
not like get out. For the ball.
Like,
it doesn't look like it's a shit club to be involved in either. Obviously, with the
owner seems like a good guy.
The Thai owners and the owner, obviously, your man
died in the helicopter.
Dying in the helicopter crash and the son taking over. They always seem to have that like family approach. So it's not a bad place to be working at, I presume. It's just sort of disappointing run that they're on. And I still don't fancy Rodgers going into a club like that with that expectation and doing well, to be honest.
So you don't think if Arsenal did come in from, he wouldn't go?
I don't think he'd go mid-contract, but I don't know how long he has left or what the terms on his contract are. If he has 1 year, 2 years left, if Leicester weren't offering him what he wanted, I could see Arsenal being a club he would go to 100%. I think he would think he has the same ethos that Arsenal has on paper, but I don't think that's how it works out in real life. He doesn't. I don't think he fits the owner's style. I don't think he fits the modern style of football at Arsenal. He fits the Arsene Wenger style, but he hasn't got Thierry Henry playing for him. He hasn't got Freddie Ljungberg. He hasn't got Robert Perez. It's
Danny Bergkamp.
It is going to be a rebuilding job where you have to have instant results.
Yeah.
Like you have to have fourth place or else it's a failure. You have to have a cup run or it's a failure. You have to have European football or it's a failure. And I don't think he has that pressure. Well, he obviously doesn't have that pressure at Leicester because he bottled European football last year with them.
Yeah, is he a serial loser? Could you call him a serial loser?
I think I said it last week. With Liverpool, he was a serial overachiever.
Yeah.
Because he shouldn't have achieved as much as he did with the team he had. And he overachieved to the fact where he still didn't win anything, but he just got closer than he should have.
Yeah.
For purely based on, I would say, luck decisions a lot that season helped Liverpool out as well. And has he really put the foot down at Leicester and developed them even further? I know they've lost players when he took over, obviously, and when Ranieri got sacked and Rodgers came in, it was a case of, well, what's going to happen here? They're going to have to develop new players. They're going to go into the transfer market with their money from Mahrez, with their saving on Kante, didn't make a lot of money off him. Maguire, and they didn't. So, yeah, I think if he went to Arsenal, I don't think he'd do well, and then I don't know where you get his next job from, to be honest.
Rory says he's called deluded Brendan for a reason. And then we have Rob again. This is actually an interesting one. Thoughts on Paddy V as the next Arsenal manager?
It's like Gary V's brother.
I don't know. Like there was glimpses of Patrick Vieira being a great manager at Palace, which kind of died down a little bit. He's kind of just steadied the ship there. Hasn't done that, and has got actually a good few results, in fairness. But in terms of him going to Arsenal, he knows how the club operates. I know it's been a long time since he's been there. Everything has changed, but do you think he'd command instant respect from players because of who he is and what he means to the club?
Yeah, but so should Mikel Arteta. So I really don't understand this thing about because he played for the club and he was a legend, now he should be manager. I do think Vieira will be a future manager of Arsenal at some stage. The same way I think Steven Gerrard will be a future manager of Liverpool at some stage. But unless they prove themselves somewhere else beforehand, that's more than 6 months or 7 months that Vieira has done. They're not the right person for the job at the time. Frank Lampard never should have went into Chelsea at that stage. I do think it was too soon. Do I think he could ever go back to Chelsea afterwards? 100%. I still think he has the learning capacity, and I still think he is obviously learning more about the game as he goes on, especially with a fucking relegation battle that he's involved in. He's going to learn.
I genuinely thought he reached his limit at Chelsea to what he knew
at that stage, at that time. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And like, there's not. I don't think there's any need to dive into these. Vieira's going to be around for a long, long, long time. It's not like he's going to die next Tuesday, and you have to have him in before he's gone.
Connor, we could all die next Tuesday.
We all could die next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday. But like, you don't need to rush into these, and then you miss them in their good years, you know.
Yeah.
But I always think about now if Liverpool dived in and got Steven Gerrard, who hasn't really achieved it at Aston Villa so far.
Looked like he did was going to at the start.
Looked like he was going to. He's struggling now. It obviously achieved at Rangers, but Scottish division, the Scottish football here and there
doesn't count.
If we took him in at Liverpool and he wasn't a success, does he have the same stature when he comes back to try to take over charge in 10 years' time when he's a new Mourinho or he's a new Pep Guardiola or whatever? I don't think he does. You just take him down at that stage, and then obviously there's a success story behind it, and you haven't fucking burnt that first chance at the club. I don't think we need to dive on these players who have just retired because we know their name and because we know they're a legend at the club.
Yeah, you know? So your thoughts are the likes of Vieira, Lampard, fucking maybe John Terry's doing it the right way. I know I'm going back to obviously John Terry constantly, but like he could have easily went to go for that job. He could have easily went to go for that job. But he's doing it the right way.
I do and I don't, because Arteta went down the same path in regards to coaching, and then expected a job in the Premiership straight away.
I got one.
That's not the right way either. I like the way Vieira is doing it. If Vieira keeps going on the track where Manchester France, I don't think he should have got a Premier League job as quickly as he did, but he did anyway. He's doing a job at Palace from what Palace expect from their own shareholders. Probably stay up, have a decent cup run, and keep us in a good position for next year. And if he does that and he moves to a club like Leicester, where his goals are challenge for Europe, maybe not necessarily get it every year, but being in around the fourth place mix. And then he sets himself up to go to Arsenal, who presumably want to go and be a minimum of a top 4 club and maybe challenge for a league or maybe challenge for a European Cup, whether that's Europa or Champions League. So I do think you have to work up, and you don't just get exemptions because of your playing ability.
And like obviously going back to John Terry and seeing how he's coming up and looking through, like obviously being under Dean Smith at Aston Villa, he's now kind of gone into a role at Chelsea. It's like a fucking part-time role almost, and he's involved in the club. But is that a good way of kind of getting into it? Do you think take them stepping stones before you kind of dive straight into it? Like that little stepping stone there, like it seems like a strange one, but maybe it's just a different way of going about it. Get into the club. Don't all of a sudden just show up one day and think you're a legend. Kind of build your name.
Well, as long as he's doing it to work his way into a Fulham job or
for the John Terry.
I agree with him, Ron, in fairness. As long as he's doing it to work himself into a role at Fulham or a role at Palace, and he's not doing it to try to bypass the system to be Thomas Tuchel gets sacked because of a bad run of form, and now Terry's there just trying to nudge his way into that role. And I would be happy enough with it because he has no managerial experience. Yeah, he has coaching ability, but what does that translate to in regards to dealing with the modern day footballer? I don't know. So as a Liverpool supporter, I'd be delighted with someone taking over like that too soon.
I can't see him doing it, to be honest with you. I can't see him jumping in as his first managerial job. Like, it wouldn't make sense for him in terms of where he wants to go in his career. Because if he fails, then what?
Yeah, I'm not saying this first, but like Frank failed to get promotion with Derby and all of a sudden took over at Chelsea. Like, that's a fucking mad move.
But I think what he done at Derby in terms of getting a good squad together and a good team together and changing their way of playing football was something that was actually quite interesting to Chelsea when they knew they had a transfer embargo and they couldn't sign anyone. Oh, that's just out too wide. So I think
to me, it'd be the same
Chelsea,
thing as
for Chelsea, he was the easy option and the best option because there was nearly zero pressure on him to come in and be a massive success because he had excuses to fall back on.
And because he was cheap, he took a short-term contract And these are all things that Chelsea wanted was a caretaker manager. And they could have just brought him in as a caretaker manager. I didn't have to fucking sack him halfway through it, They could have said he's coming in as a caretaker manager because it's a really difficult time. We don't want to bring a manager in now who can't sign anyone who he wants. So we're going to bring this fella in for experience. Grand, happy days. Yeah. Didn't do that. They brought in a fella who said he's going to be the saviour. And they end up sacking him. And now he comes back like the same way Kenny Dalglish came back, almost tarnished. He's like, well, you didn't do it before, so what are you going to make? Like if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer went back to United.
Yeah.
Like it's tarnished. Like it's not the first. It's not the
I don't think that has happened with the sacking of Lampard at Chelsea.
Well, he was sacked.
But I mean,
for not
in terms of fans' opinion on him, I don't think the fans Chelsea fans ever wanted Frank Lampard out. Whereas there was a massive divide with the Manchester United fan base on whether they wanted United or Ole in and whether he was the right man for the job.
Yeah, so I don't think I would always terminated from not achieving.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's usually what happens. But I just think it was less sour than Ole sacking for Lampard at Chelsea. Sorry, I missed a few comments there, so I'm just gonna run through them to see where they start. Or see how many Arsenal managers does Formula One racing want to go through?
Yes, Mo Salah
4-0. I have him in my fancy football, so I don't mind. I do not mind. I know some people haven't.
A comment from Graham Lawler, who used to be on the podcast.
Used to be.
This is all in quotes. I'm fed up. It's a joke.
Quote of the century.
Quote.
Sorry, how many Arsenal managers does Formula One racing want to go through? Arteta is the man. Rory, take a refreshment break. So should Arteta. Connor, put the point down, son. Then we have some abusive messages. John Terry, too busy playing golf. John Terry is now a scratch golfer, Connor, and in case you didn't know.
Scratching his hole and playing golf. Is that what you mean?
Love it. Enough of the John Terry stuff. Okay. Sideshow Bob on for United. And Formula One racing. I demand to know why Connor thinks Arteta should be respected as the Arsenal manager.
When did I ever say that?
Don't know. I think because you gave him a little compliment, he's feeding on it.
I think I said he's good looking. That's what I cannot stand Mikel Arteta. I think I said he shouldn't have got that job because he hadn't proved himself anywhere else. He came from a Guardiola school of coaching and took over a top flight club. That's not how it should work. I think I've said that for the last 20 minutes.
Right, we're gone off that. So, did we get score predictions on this one?
I said 2-1 Newcastle with Chris Wood.
Chris Wood, Fleetwood. I'm going to say, I actually think that Newcastle are going to score or going to win. Reason being is I think they want to try build this atmosphere at the club again. And I think they want to pick up points now. I don't think they're happy just kind of drawing games. I think the owners are nearly demanding more rather than that now.
Well, your man diving into the fucking stand last week was just emphasis to me, and like they want to get wins. Like
yeah. It was unbelievable. It was good to see it. Like to see that passion again. I said it ages ago. Newcastle, if you're a buyer, I know fucking Mike Ashley was there for ages and couldn't get rid of the fucker, but a great club to buy, a great fan base, a great stadium.
Jono and the lads.
Jono and the boys with €2 bets to win €3.
Like a great, come on,
an overall great.
Go down.
Should have went down there. An overall great club, I think.
That's she said.
Don't like the people. I don't think they're fucking idiots. But anyway, I think Newcastle are gonna win.
I'll still listen to you if you like.
Yeah, you can fuck off, mate. I'm moving on to the next one because we're getting close to the end of the match and we've only talked about fucking one match. Manchester City and Brighton. In my opinion, I think this will be an absolute whitewash. Brighton don't usually lose by too many goals, but I think City are probably going to open them up. City are way too good for this Brighton team. Brighton are usually quite solid defensively. Your man Lekukaracha, the left full, I think he's way too good for that team. I actually think he's probably could he get into a top 6 team maybe. Could be a good buy for like an Arsenal, maybe. I don't know. But I think Man City are gonna have way too much to get fucking anything done here. So I'm gonna say a confident 3-0 win for Man City. Again, like I said, at Brighton, you usually don't concede that many goals.
Adam Lallana did an interview and said that Brighton would beat City to help his former club.
Of course,
they're gonna get smashed.
Yeah. But like I was saying there, I don't think Brighton are too bad at kind of conceding. So I'm still gonna go with a 3-0 win for City. I don't know if De Bruyne is back. I was gonna put him in my fantasy football this week, but apparently he has a little knock, so I don't know. Don't know what's going on there. Thoughts on City? Pretty much triggering Haaland's buyout clause, and I mean, stuff has come out today saying that he's practically open to a move to City, and he's going to be going to Manchester City this season. What do you think?
Why had no one else activated his buyout clause?
Fucking no.
75 million quid.
If I was Burnley, I'd be fucking activated.
Less than Kai Havertz.
It's true, like.
But obviously there has to be some requirement for the player to leave also, I presume.
Yeah.
I know City were always a favourite because of
money.
Money and because of his outfit.
Yeah.
I know he obviously wanted to go to Leeds, but I don't think he fancies getting paid like $12.50 an hour. So it was I was just surprised the 75 million euros was the one that surprised me.
Yeah, I think as he ran down, has it lowered when each year goes, or what's the crack there?
It does lower.
It
does lower, but there's still 18 months. Well, just under 18 months left in his contract. So
still a fair bit. Like
there's still time left on it. You know, it's not
the problem you have.
3 months to go.
The problem you have with that type of thing is like, do you run the risk of maybe someone not, like Dortmund, maybe not training him correctly, and then he runs a risk of getting a big injury, and then all of a sudden you lose your asset because
that's why you always do a medical though. So like,
yeah,
medical. But
I mean, you might know about
long-term injury.
Yeah, you might know about it, but then it might turn into a bit more of a risk if he has had that serious injury, like a hamstring injury.
The big risk comes from when you buy a player and all of a sudden they die in a plane crash.
Yeah.
That's I'm not to make a joke about Emiliano Sala, but like
you just did.
Yeah, I did, but like that's obviously where the risk comes from. The medical cores, like there's been loads of reasons why players have failed medicals, and it's either dodgy hearts, dodgy knees, dodgy ankles. It's something that a doctor doesn't like, says it at the club, and the club obviously weigh up that risk of saying, is it worth the 50 million quid or isn't it? And some clubs will say yes, and some clubs will say no. I know Liverpool were notorious for getting rid of people because of failed medicals, and it just it annoys and frustrates fans. But obviously, you're looking at it and saying, well, if he retires next year, we still have to pay the rest of his contract for the next 5 years. Well, then there's a problem. But I don't think there's any risk like that with Haaland. Obviously, your risk is
Hannibal. Your man's name is Hannibal. With the fucking afro. Fucking Hannibal Lecter's after coming on. Going around trying to bleed knee people.
Oh, he's throwing elbows into fucking...
Oh, I love it.
Robertson.
I'm liking this Hannibal guy.
Hannibal the Cannibal.
I love it. It's not taking any shit. I wonder how old he is. Probably 17. Probably Greenwood's me. Can we get... we're going to have to move on because there's only a minute or two left in the match. We've only like 1 or 2 games left to talk about. Man City and Brighton. Can I get a score prediction from you, please?
3-1 City and Jack Grealish.
Nice cock. Next one we're going to move on to is Burnley and Southampton. Barfest, give us a score prediction.
Be onside.
Massive game.
Be onside with tackle.
Oh, that's a great tackle. That is a great tackle. Pete, it doesn't mean anything. They're 4-0 down. Burnley and Southampton. Look, obviously, Burnley fighting for their lives. Have no manager as of yet. He's actually onside. thoughts on Burnley getting a result here?
I want to see them go down now.
You kind of do, yeah, for second Sean Dyche.
100%.
I was never a fan
100%.
of Burnley anyway, but I always liked Sean Dyche.
As I said, I like the way he played to what he had. He didn't try to make things up. He knew the standard of player he had. He played to that standard, and that's all he needs from a manager. So
Mick McCarthy-esque.
I know 2 Burnley fans, and both of them were in shock about what happened last week.
Really?
Absolute shock. Absolute shock. No one expected it. No one saw it coming.
Oh! Jesus, they need to score no G.
Game over. There you go. 4-0.
4-0. That's embarrassing. Just goes to show the levels, doesn't it?
Oh, it's...
Yeah, look, Klopp not acknowledging that he taught him everything he knows there. That's surprising. Thought he would have got down. The way Rangnick was going on about it, I thought he was about to get down and start fucking kissing his feet. Absolute joker.
But yeah, now fuck Burnley at this stage. Southampton has been fucking dog muck as well, but I want them to get a result. So I'm going to back them to get a result. I'm going to say 2-0 Southampton, and I'm going to go with Che Adams.
Okay, I'm going to say... Oh, yeah, I don't want Burnley to win now. I hope they fucking go down. Like, when people ask me, do I like football? I say yes.
Yes.
But not Burnley. Burnley can fuck off. So yeah, Burnley can fuck off, and I hope they go down. Sean Dyche is a legend, and yeah, Sean, if you're watching this, come over and we'll bring you for a pint, and we'll buy for you.
Well, I reckon he'll float around now, and he'll become the new Sam Allardyce. Clubs will get him in when they're struggling to keep them up. Yeah. So
clubs will love having him there.
But they'll get him in for that year spell. I'll get rid of him. Another club will be like, we're in 17th at Christmas. Bring in.
Do you reckon he wants that though? Do you not reckon he's probably saying how could I get myself into a club now that's going to give me a little bit of money and I can invest and go a different way?
I'm sure he wants, but I'm sure Sam Allardyce wants that as well. But he's never going to be that. He's going to be the fucking to keep them up merchant, you know.
He wants points of gravy.
He's the fluffer. All he's there to do is keep people up.
I'm gonna say 0-0 on this one. I don't think there's anything gonna happen because both teams are absolute dog shit. So I'm gonna go 0-0. This is the last one we're talking about, Connor. And it's Arsenal and Manchester United. I know we've talked about Arsenal already, so we won't cover them too much. And then I actually just want to
talk about United as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I just want to get your overall thoughts. Fuck Arsenal and United. We'll get a score prediction on it. But I want your overall thoughts on that Liverpool and United game that we've just witnessed.
Kind of went away, you'd think, didn't it?
Yeah.
United didn't get a sniff. They had probably 1-2 shots on target. Obviously, not including the one that was ruled offside, even though it wasn't offside. It was a top of the league side against the middle of the league side. It was.
Yeah. I hate this fist bump. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's deadly.
I fucking hate it.
It was exactly how it was going to work out on paper, and it worked out in actual real life. So I'm delighted, obviously. But United never changed anything. I thought they would have went a little bit more. As I said at the start of the game, I thought they would have went a little bit more direct. Put Liverpool on the back foot. They kept playing out from the back. Yeah. The front three rubbed their hands, just fucking won the ball back, caught up the pitch. Never gave any problems to the back two or the back four. It was disappointing from a United team that was away from home with nothing to lose. That didn't try something new, Didn't try
again, probably something that we've seen so much from this Manchester United team: a lack of desire, a lack of passion, a lack of bollocks. To go and just fucking show me a red card. Like back in the day, if you were getting beaten 2 or 3-0, you'd fucking go and upend somebody and just take your fucking red card. Do you know what I mean? Don't see that now. You don't see any tackles thrown in. Now the players have turned into fairies, right? You're 2-0 down. Fuck it, we'll just walk around now for the next fucking 60 minutes, take a handy. Off we go home then to the fucking family and live the dream. I
know they're missing their they're out and out number 9s, Ronaldo, Cavani and stuff like that. But I'm also not going to sit there and have United fans who said to me last year that Liverpool should have the squad depth that they should be able to get through and win the league without Van Dijk and Salah. Yeah, so if it's going to come back around, they should
roundabouts.
they should be challenging in games like that. At least challenging, at least putting a game up, at least changing the way they play based on the squad they have available.
I'd love to see
they have no
ground
Ronaldo.
covered.
They have no Ronaldo. Play a game without Ronaldo. Play with. Look, I thought they set up like Rashford and Alanga, two fast players, two players who want to get in behind, who'll cover the ground. But
yeah, and not one ball over the top direct into that corner to let them run into.
No, into the corners. You know your fullbacks are going to play high. Put the ball into the corner over Trent's head, over Robinson's head. You know, that's where the space is going to be. It's always going to be there.
Stretch the two centre halves nearly.
Target Matip a little bit more than Van Dijk. Play down his side. He usually covers with Robertson. So play down the United right, Liverpool left. Never look.
Again, are we just looking at another manager that's out of his depth here with United? I think so. I don't think he has that plan B, like we said, with the likes of Bielsa, who was just a one-trick pony. And then when he came up against something that didn't suit how he played against, he just got absolutely spanked.
I think it's out of his... Does he care? Like, he's a caretaker manager. He lives off of his past. He doesn't care.
Is he even moving up into the board now, is he?
Apparently he's going into some kind of advisor role.
Why would you want advice from that cunt? You can't even get his players to run.
I'd say it was part of his contract in regards to I'm only taking over if I get this afterwards, regardless of what happens.
Yeah.
And if no one else came in, well then you just have to give it to him, you know, and there's a way to just fill in the void. It was just fucking that was dreadful. Is that Fulham promoted?
Fulham are promoted, I think, I would presume,
Fulham promoted. 3-0 win against Preston.
Yeah, Fulham promoted, yeah. Nice one. Good to see Fulham back into the league. Again, one of them clubs that just fucking go up and down like a yo-yo.
I'd love to see Mitrovic fire goals in next season.
Yeah, definitely. He deserves it. He deserves it because he's stuck there.
41 goals this year.
Yeah, he's stuck with them when he easily probably could have made that move back up to a lower league or a lower table team. Like mid-table team, I suppose, would be fair enough for him, wouldn't it? I don't think I'd go top level.
He's not done it in the Prem, which is always really strange, especially when you go and you break championship records in February, whatever you did it in, like, you know, we're getting 32 goals. So it's strange, but I'd love to see him do well. I'd like to see Fulham do well. And as I said, fuck Burnley.
Yeah, fuck Burnley. Arsenal and Manchester United. Give us a score prediction. We're going up to 2 hours there, so we're gonna wrap this up here now.
Keep it under the 2 hours.
Keep it under the 2 hours.
How bad United were today? I'm going to say Arsenal. I'm going to say Arsenal 2-1, and I'm going to back Lacazette.
Yeah, I'm actually in the same boat. I actually don't think United are even going to score against them. I'm going to go 2-0, and I'm going to say Saka to score. I think this will be the final nail in the coffin for Manchester United for this season. I don't think they'll have anything to pretty much play for after that defeat.
You're taking them out of fourth place.
Gone. Oh, what did I just say for Arsenal?
No, you said no for United. Yeah, United.
Oh yeah, gone. Yeah, done. I don't think they're going to get it. There's too much going on in that team that just is absolutely rotten. And I don't think they'll get it, and I don't think they deserve to get it. So fuck them. Right, we're wrapping up, Connor. It's been a long one, but again, it's been great crack. For anyone that is watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you share it, give us a comment in or whatever if you're watching it back. If you're listening to us on Spotify, rate the podcast 5 stars. Apparently you can do that now, and it's great stuff. We've a 5-star rating so far. It was just myself that's rated it.
Your dad, and your brother.
Yeah, it's just the family that rated it. So if anybody else can help us out and rate it, it'd be great.
Did you hear that, Row? Fucking rate the podcast, will you?
Rate the pod. We'll be back at the same time. Rate. T. Sorry, I wasn't talking about Greenwood. Right, we're ending it there on that note. Again, look, we'll be back next Tuesday at 8:30. Who knows? We could be back doing a watch along. I don't know what fucking matches are on next Tuesday. I haven't looked that far ahead, so we could be doing it again next week. So, Connor, nice for coming on.
Cheers, lads. Talk to you later.
And lads, just be yourself. And we will talk.
No, the lads who are watching is what I meant.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, next Tuesday is a City Real Madrid Champions League semi-final.
Oh, hello. We may be watching City and Real Madrid next week. So, yeah, look, we'll chat to everybody then.